Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Lady Estelle and the Street Soldier Crew, and we are back to spend another Sunday evening with you. Your host this evening is delighted that we have made it to the end almost of another year, and we are still alive and free. Who is your host? Dr. Joseph E. Marshall Jr.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me turn it up. Good evening, street soldiers. Happy holidays, happy holidays. Yeah, we have almost made it to the end of 2024. And I heard Mike giving the listeners some tips before he went. He said, do not break your bank account. I thought that was really good for him to say. I thought that was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, love seeing the families out there. I ain't bought nothing, but I don't know this year. I might not like, just tell me what you want. All right. I've got a great show for you. You're going to wrap it up with a wonderful guest.
Christmas gifts got your tongue?
Yeah. You're going to get my money too.
Exactly.
Going to wrap it up with a wonderful guest. More on that in a minute. But let me say hello to everybody. Hello to Filmo, hello to Ann, hello to Lady E, and hello to the Soul. Y'all want to get something in real quick before we get to the news segment and our quick first guest. What's up? Everybody doing good?
Hello to you, the OG Black Santa Claus. How you doing?
Shout out to Santa Claus too. We got a December 20th food drive, perishable items.
All right. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Anything you can do good for people.
Yeah.
You know how that.
Shout out to Santa Claus.
Yeah. Lady, you good?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm real good.
I know you're getting prepared. You got some grandkids down there. They can be looking for GD to like hook them up.
Oh yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it is. Want a shameless, but not really. Look. I got to give the Tyler Perry movie, the new Tyler Perry movie, the 688. Got to give it tons and tons and tons of love. It is just fantastic. I think it's his best work. If you don't know what the 688 is, look it up. Go online. It's the story of the all-black women's unit, female unit in World War II who did this amazing job of delivering the mail. Let me just put it like this. It's the new Hidden Figures. It is a new Hidden Figures, extraordinary cast. It is only in the theaters for a limited time. In fact, that limit may run out very, very quickly. In the Bay, it's only in 2 theaters.
What's that?
The Landmark in San Francisco, the Landmark in Oakland, and I found out there's a Landmark in Dallas, so I sent her. I sent her where the Landmark is. But look, go see it. It's great. I will talk about it. It'll be on Netflix very, very soon. It is spectacular. It is spectacular, and it's personal. I'll tell you more about that after you see the film, because we will definitely be talking about it right here on Street Soldiers. So you good?
Oh yeah, everything good. Like I said, you the OG Black Santa Claus. Now I'm just following in your footsteps, trying to pull it off one more time, brother.
There you go, Brother Malcolm.
Yeah, man. I saw you at the that Christmassy thing, man. Wait, what was that in
Oh, hey, for all those who like
people really do the whole holiday lights thing is just spectacular.
Well, there's a street in Alameda. Everyone knows probably the Alameda one. That's usually where we go. It's like a whole block. Every house is just lit up. And so people just go out there. But this year I went to Hercules last night to see some Christmas decorations. And it's just amazing to see how far people will go, how much love they put into it. I mean, I thought Santa Claus must live in this house because this was some Christmas lights, okay? It was cool to see.
You sent it to me. You texted to me. It was amazing.
Oh, it was, yeah. No, I actually heard they won. That house was so good. They won an award last year. They won $10,000 just for Christmas decorations.
It cost them that much to put them up.
Thank you. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a house here in Fort Worth that has decorations that are in sync with the songs that come on a particular radio station.
Oh, that's
cool. Are you kidding me? Wow. That's serious.
I'm saying a certain song comes on and it's a whole different light show. And then when that song ends, that another song comes on, it's the whole different same house. amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I like it. And the kids like it, obviously. So
it's
cool.
Yeah, I remember them days getting the lights out, pulling the tree, the whole bit. Blah, blah, blah. Do people still buy real trees? I ain't bought a real tree in like 400 years since he was little. So, do
People still buy the real tree.
They still do the real tree?
Yeah. Speaking of real trees, the guardsmen, shout out to the guardsmen.
Yeah.
Sana G gonna have some Christmas trees to give away this week too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
You see my little Christmas decoration? No, you can't.
No, we can't. It's blurred, and we're on the
I'm
radio.
sorry, I'm on blurred.
All right, let's get this news. We got 2 news stories, just two. First, a big salute to Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy.
Up to Travis Hunter.
Oh man, that look, Deion Sanders' boy, and left. Jackson State.
Yep.
Came to Colorado. A bona fide 2-way player. Played offense, played defense. It's unique. Who does that? Nobody. Nobody. Okay. A 2-way star won college football's most prestigious award Saturday night, punctuating a tireless performance all season by a dynamic player with a unique combination of skills. Quotes Travis, I never thought I would be in this position, said a tearful Hunter who grabbed the trophy with 2 hands and let loose a happy roar. It's crazy. He was a close vote. Boise State running back Ashton Jaunty was the runner-up, and he had a great year too.
Oh, that's a bad boy.
He's a bad boy. See, Dallas need to get him off. I'm okay. They need to run back. But you can't take nothing from Travis. And if you watch college football and you saw him play both offense and defense with equal, he's incredible.
One of his favorite team is the Niners.
Okay, well then
hopefully we can get him.
But he probably gonna go number 1.
You think he'll go number 1?
Well, this is what the forecasters say.
Okay.
He'll be in the top 5 for sure.
Top 5. That's what I was gonna say. And the Niners probably aren't gonna pick in the top 5.
All right. Okay.
But we'll see.
Congratulations, Travis Hunter. Second sports story. Coach Carter.
Local one.
Coach
a
Carter
local sports story.
Returns to Richmond High School after more than 3 years. Coach Carter is back as head coach of Richmond High School.
Oh, for real?
Basketball coach. He made his official return on Thursday night when the Oilers took on Envision Academy of Oakland, who won 61-25. Oh, I guess he got a good. I don't know if that means. Does that mean?
Well, just because he's back don't mean the team is good yet. No, if they was already champions, he wouldn't be back. Come on now.
He said it's now about winning and losing right now. Just being back and building relationships with the kid. I'm happy as can be. His presence and leadership brings hope to a program that has struggled mightily over the last decade. You might say since he left.
No, not since he left. No, that's not true.
Okay, that's not true.
They had a good team and with Rob Collins, a coach.
Okay.
I don't know who coaching now, but last time he was on here.
The coach.
No, before Coach Carter. You don't remember the last time you were on the show with him? I was producing.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember what happened? You don't remember what happened?
No, don't remind me.
Okay.
Well, I do remember when that movie came out.
You used to play for Coach Carter?
Yeah. That's why I was producing the show. Or that's why I don't know if I was producing, I was there. And you said, well, Coach, we got a guy by the name here of Michael Fontella. And then Vaughn always makes fun of me. He says, I heard you play for Coach Carter, and he called you a fat Magic Johnson. He's like, yeah, he's like a heavy set Magic.
The movie was great.
Hey, Mike, were you in the movie?
He got a lot.
I wasn't there yet.
He got a lot of Hollywood love. It was great. He went on and did some things. It's wonderful to see him back. We'll see him back. We got a guest who want to talk about.
Ann, can you bring in a guest in our waiting line?
Yeah, this is a reporter for the Richmond Post who I think it was at the first game.
Yes, Joe Perello, our high school sports reporter.
Is he there?
Looks like he's coming on.
Let's get Joe in real quick. And he can talk about we got him? No?
Joe, you there?
We only got a couple minutes, man. 5.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. All right, Joe.
Joe Perello for the Contra Costa Pulse, high school sports reporter. You were in Richmond for Coach Carter's return. Wow, what was it like there that night, sir?
Give us the 411.
Yeah, I mean, It was kind of interesting. It wasn't what I expected. I expected there to be a lot more reporters there, and there was only me and one other reporter, which kind of caught me off guard. And there really wasn't a lot of students there either, which was kind of surprising. But I think the reason for that is that not a lot of people really know about it yet.
Yeah,
That's true.
And everyone that I've told about it hasn't been previously aware. So, but it was the people that were there. I think everyone just thoroughly enjoyed themselves. There was, as someone that's been covering games there for the past couple of years, I could really see and feel like a palpable difference in the energy in the gym.
Oh. That's a far cry from when I was there, man. The one thing I when I came from San Francisco and I went to Richmond High, culture shock, 2002. I'm from Frisco, and you think you're not gonna like it. Absolutely loved it. The gyms would be packed. In reverse to San Francisco, you have to play. You have to be Washington or SH and SI.
Yeah.
But every game in which you played Richmond High Tuesday and Friday nights, it ain't nothing to do like that in Richmond. Or back then, it wasn't. So they was at the game, and it used to be lit. El Cerrito, De Anza. So it's kind of sad to hear that.
But it's just the beginning. The beginning.
Yeah, I mean, but still.
Yeah.
It was a culture shock. You don't understand. It used to be 40 people in the game in San Francisco.
I know.
Right? I went out there. It was like 100,
It'd be
200
40 people at the championships in the city, much less.
Nah, don't do us like that.
I know.
Hey,
I've been to Keys R a bunch of times, right? No,
hey,
but
Joe.
Yeah.
Did Coach Carter say why after all this time he's coming back to Richmond?
Yeah, he said, he said seeing the team lose by 50 points, on average last season, just kind of, wasn't sitting right with him. So, he needed to right that ship, kind of do what he did, what they made the movie about for a second time at Richmond High,
Well, he's got his work cut out for him.
He's got his work.
That's the understatement of the century.
Did they win?
No.
No, they did not win. But I think this year is going to be kind of a, just like a work in progress sort of thing, because he only had 2 days to practice with the team beforehand, and so it obviously he didn't get to do any recruiting or anything.
Look, he's going to have to build it like he built the last one. It's that simple.
Right. And I think, I think a lot of parents, in this area who have kids playing basketball either in 8th grade or at other high schools will, once they get privy to the fact that he's coaching again at Richmond High, I think there'll be a lot of parents probably wanting to send their kids there.
Seriously.
Great story, man. Great story.
Hopefully some of those parents are listening to Street Soldiers right now.
Well,
I hope so.
Great story. Coach Carter's back. I met him. He came to the club, blah, blah, blah. But, anything to get that school spirit and anything, what he did before was remarkable. And it's immortalized in that movie. Coach, they'll make a second movie out of you if you do it again.
And
Thanks, Joe.
Right on. Thank you, Joe.
Of course. Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Happy holidays, man. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. Coach Carter is back at Richmond High School. All right, let's get into the show. This is our second in a row. Good people doing good things. Good people doing good things. What a wonderful way to round out the year. I just want good energy, good stuff as we end 2024. And this week we have well-known. Girl, you looking good. Ooh, okay. Why? I just turned and saw you. Well, Lord, before I even announced you, I just turned and saw your face. All right. Let me see.
Look at that.
Good people, good person doing good things is the one and only Dr. I said to you, told me, girl, Dr. Suga-T Stevens, better known as Suga-T, First Lady of the legendary family hip hop, The Click, that features her brothers. E40, G-Shot, and cousin Be Legit, a trailblazer, a Bay Area hip hopper, community connoisseur, a visionary CEO. I sound good. I'm a hype person.
You do.
All right. National artist admired for the hit song Sprinkle Me, and many others. She's a many times platinum and gold music artist celebrating 25 years. And she is doing wonderful things in the community, which is really the biggest reason I want to hear tonight. Welcome, Suga-T.
Thank you for having me, but it's 36 years and 25 albums.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
you got everything else right.
I can't read, but girl, I got I got excited looking at you. So well, look at that. Whoa, I got 25 albums, 36 years, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we will get into tonight. Thank you for joining us, dear. Thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it as we wrap up this year with another wonderful person doing good things. And I got to start this way. See, I know everybody knows you, but this show goes all over the planet. Well, not the planet. Yeah, all over the planet. So some people don't actually know. So I'm going to ask you the same question again that I asked you when I first said, how did you get the name Suga-T? That's first, girl. You got to tell her.
Well, actually, that's a good question because what happened is we started off with the group, my family group, The Click, right? E40D Shall Be Legit, but we originally started as MVP, which was called Most Vicious Performers or Most Vicious Players. And we were a conglomerate of artists, groups under one umbrella, moving like a gang, but not a gang, you know. And so a hip hop, conglomerate, coalition type, you feel me?
Got you.
And so in that, I was one with my partner at the time and best friend, and we called ourselves Sugar and Spice. So we have a song called Biker Season. That's the first song that was on that MVP album. It's called Biker Season. And that was before we actually created the group, The Click. So Biker Season and Suga-T, and we separated. Me and we both kind of went our different directions. In terms of musically, we were still friends, but musically, because I got pregnant and then she got pregnant, and both of us kind of decided different career paths or different life paths. And I stayed with the group. And so I helped us form the group, The Click. And that's how I said, okay, well, what do I do with my name now, brother? And so my brother 40, he was like, well, call yourself Suga-T, because my first name from the beginning of what it starts with. And so he's the one that gave me my name, Suga-T.
Is that because you're sweet as sugar, or you can say?
Hey, that's for you to figure out, huh?
I got a little bit of sugar and a little bit of spice. You got to have both now.
Yes, I love it.
Get ran over and looked over sometime. You know what I mean?
Well, your career has been just legendary, just stellar. And if anybody wants to holler at her, I got to give the number out because I know you got people that love you out there. 877-955-1061. 877-955-1061. You want to call, holler, say something to Suga-T, just thanking her on her contributions to music in the Bay. Well, I can say, you please do so. Please do so. You got your hand up already, so
I'm excited to see Suga-T. I want to tell you, I saw you perform this summer in Pittsburgh. There was a community event at the maybe at the Boys and Girls Club. I think it was something like that. And remember, there was a tribute. I think it was a Frankie Beverly and Mays tribute band that day.
Yeah,
and you came on, and I was blown away with your performance. You were so good, and you had a DJ, you had the live band. The DJ worked in with the band. It was such a great show, and I just want to tell you that I was so impressed with your stage presence. And that was just a great day. It was a great performance.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love doing the Suga-T experience, where I could reach, multiple generations with the type of music, so Yeah, thank you. I'm happy
And
that
people was feeling it. It was a good day. It was real
right
good.
on, right on.
Got a lot to cover, but let's start with we gotta do the demographic stuff. Born, raised in Vallejo, the whole. You got and Ann was asking me questions. I said, Ann, don't ask me the questions. Ask her when she going. So you got to go back to the beginning. Little bitty Sugar became big. So tell us about all that.
No, it's too much to tell in over a decade, a half a decade. So
All
I'll
right, well then
try to give you a little piece of, you know.
thumbnail clip notes sketch.
I'll give you a piece. I'm not a fly by night. I didn't just get thrown into the industry. I can tell you that much. I grew up in church singing in my grandfather's, the late Reverend Charles Thurman's, under the support and influence and coaching of my aunts who pushed me in front of the choir and gave me an opportunity to sing. And I was leading songs and leading the choir songs with them, being coached and let loose and encouraged to sing at a very young age from, I probably should say about 3 to 5 years old. And then, of course, my father is a musician. So I sat on his lap as he played different instruments and song and gave us a mic and let us, play around with music and see what we could do. And then, of course, my mother and her sisters are all musicians. So I come from a group and a family of musicians and people who play instruments as well as sing and write and produce. So I was born into the game as a producer. I was an artist that just showed up. I came in running a label, being taught by my brothers on how to run a label and how to create my own lane and not, just show up, but actually know the business as a professional. And at 8 years old, I was a businesswoman. I had started my first business with my grandfather. We threw newspapers, and I drove his car while he threw newspapers when we were running late. And I wrote up the newspaper.
Wait. Did you say you was an 8-year-old driving?
I thought she said that, but
Yep, I was his partner. So I would roll the newspapers. He'd pick me up every morning, give me a butter bar, and I would roll the newspapers. And the butter bar and the milk would stop me from throwing up, smelling all the ink from the newspaper.
what kind of car was you driving at 8 years old? Was it a truck?
No, it was I don't even remember. It was probably like a little short Cadillac or something. Yeah. So this what it was. Okay, imagine this. At 5 years old, at 8 years old, okay, I'm in the car, brought the newspapers. Remember how it gets dark. So the newspaper got to be out before light. That's the whole point of the newspaper, right?
Oh, yeah.
So catch everybody before they go to work so they can bring their newspaper with them so they can read before they leave, right? So when it started getting light and, he running out of time, he told me to put my foot on the brake and, just listen to me, put your foot right here. And then when I tell you to put it on the brake, you push it slowly and you stop. So that's what I did. So I just let it go and stopped and let it go and stop from house to house while he threw the newspaper. Because let me think, I wonder why he let me do that.
Oh, you probably wasn't strong enough to throw the newspaper, maybe.
Maybe so, but I think he was trying to coach me on how to drive too, because I was driving at 12 years old. I had my own car driving to junior high school. So
yeah, he knocked out like 3 birds in one stone.
That's kind of what
responsibility, waking up early, all that.
That part, my mother made me, we had to work. And that's how I became a workhorse. It really helped out a lot.
But you're a producer. That's quite a story. You have to write that when you write your book. Whatever you're gonna write, you need to put that in there because that is some story. You're a producer, right? But you moved in. So how did that road take us? And Ann got all kind of questions about Vallejo and the music scene and all that kind of thing. So
So I got a book called Boss Up, Babe. It's in the stores and it's available right now for people to purchase. It's called Boss Up, Babe. Be about your business. It gives a little bit of my story. It gives information on my entrepreneurial role and and all the elements of just different pockets of stories that tell people my experience and why it's important to. It's called an entrepreneurship guide to help you make more money, replace barriers, and explore entrepreneurship. So people can go grab that and get a lot of insight from that. And that's part of it, is just making sure that they understand I didn't just show up and I still don't just show up. So being a young mom, I was a young mother in the game. I was pregnant at 16 and I had 2 children at 17. So I had to create my own lane and way of doing it so I could still parent and not leave my children with any and everybody and not miss out on raising them. So I was given that freedom to do it the way that worked for me at the time. And, men can go and run off and leave the kids with their mothers and they're fine. But as a woman, that wasn't my goal. So after so long, I was able to pause and make sure that I was able to handle certain things. And the freedom of being a producer is what led me to do that.
Wow.
So the transition to become an artist, we ain't got the book here, so you got to tell us a little more about that.
Well, that don't tell that all neither. I got a documentary coming for that. But no, I've always been an artist. I started off with an artist as an artist, as I had stated, I was an artist coached. My first album was released when I was 14. I recorded an album actually with Studio Tone before we started working with Studio Tone. So I actually recorded a song with my best friend Frida. We were going to do a group, and then I ended up moving to a different area of the California, and then it just so happened to be that my brother started working with them, and so in the middle of them getting acquainted, and then myself being pulled in the middle of that conversation, we found ourselves in the circle and able to work and continue to move forward. So in between that hard stop of me and the best friend first, and then the other best friend that I acquired when I moved away, and we got pregnant in between that time, and then came my opportunity to go with the group and create that group with my brothers to protect me and keep me out of trouble, to be honest with you. So I've been, performing and putting out music since I was 14. I've been performing since I was 5, but putting out music professionally since I was about 14.
I gotta ask, what's it like when you first see, you get what's that like? Is that a rush? Is that see your name, get the music on the radio? I mean, what is that like? I mean, I seen people in movies do it. Well, we're on the radio. I remember I saw about a Temptation.
5 Heartbeats. That's what I'm thinking about.
The 5 Heartbeats on the Temptation. Look, we're on the radio. We're on the radio. What's that like when you actually hear yourself?
You know what? I think it was definitely a high. It was like, it wasn't exactly the whole 5 Heartbeats because we went ghetto gold before we got to the radio. Okay. So we had a gold album before we hit radio. Okay. Because we were our own machine. We're a record label. So we put out our music, promoted it, placed it in the retailers, the distributors, the one-stops, sold our own products, created our one sheets and made relationships and got out and put footwork into building a record company. And so being that we were a record company that was independent, we created the blueprint, for the independents today. Many of them, I'll say that. Before the Nipsey Hussle made soul rest in peace, we were selling the, albums out the trunk. We were, pushing, moving around a whole different way. Before the others who did, independent work, me, it was us, and we were very influential when it came to, how you do that, Dad? What's the name?
Master P.
Master P.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Too Short was it a part of our circle. That whole era, we all were able to maintain our own independence. And then eventually, so we were already famous. We was hood famous across the country before the area that we lived in even, recognized us. We were all in Louisiana, Mississippi. We were all through the Midwest and down south, and, well appreciated Texas, Houston, Dallas, Louisiana, Alabama, Oklahoma, Indiana, Indianapolis, Illinois. We were all over in them spaces. And then eventually, so we didn't, really get to hear our music if it was on the radio or not. But in most cases, it wasn't because we weren't pushing it to the radio. And then once we got picked up by Jive Records, when we didn't get picked up, but we co-joint with them. We did a joint venture deal. And that's where we got a lot of the radio play. And that's when we started hearing our music on the radio. We actually seen our videos on the video channels first. That was interesting. So remember, what's it called?
Soul
Soul
Beat.
Beat.
Soul Beat. Yeah.
Soul Beat. Yeah. Oh
Soul
yeah.
Beat.
Yeah.
And yeah, and remember the other one that
And Chuck Johnson, was that the guy? Was that
Well,
his
I was
name?
gonna say I grew up listening and
Mhm,
watching you, and I
mhm,
definitely
mhm.
saw you on CMC, listened to you
DMC.
right here on KMEL, and I just
Mhm,
always loved how strong
mhm,
you were. Um,
mhm.
which is interesting, right? Because you're a musician and you're with these fellas, but you're holding your own. And I've always loved and admired that. So thank you for being that strong woman, like that a lot of us has been able to see and hear. And then and you still get to be, yourself, but not, and sexy, right? You get to be, and I like that. It wasn't like super, so
I'm gonna find out how she
yeah.
got to be Dr.
Super stanky and super manly. You had a balance, right?
Yes, no, all the levels and complexities that we as women are allowed to be, but you illustrate that. So very strong.
Oh,
I've
thank
much
you.
ever.
Before I find out how you got to
Thank
be,
you. Who is that talking?
that's Ann. That's Ann.
Oh,
That's
she's in the
Ann.
studio,
That's
so
Ann
she's behind
Bassett.
the camera.
Behind the
And she
camera.
behind the camera. See, look, she make
Okay,
everything
that's
happen
right.
around
She
here.
working it.
So
Okay.
she's a fan.
Thank you, honey. I
And
appreciate
guess
it.
where? And guess where she lives?
Where?
I've moved to
In the
Vallejo.
D town.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
Hey, Sugar T,
Vallejo.
I just want to say real quick, Doc, it's so nice to hear you break down your part in the Bay Area hip hop history because
Absolutely.
I don't think people know,
No, that's why.
Yeah.
and to hear you, you were right there from the beginning.
Yes.
And-
Thank you. Yeah, it's interesting how people forget, they get so caught up in the hype and they just lose focus. Unfortunately, we as older women in hip hop and especially in the Bay Area, we are highly discriminated against and
Mm,
highly underpaid, underrated, underestimated because we don't get the support from the men that we should.
Right.
It's a very male chauvinist industry, and the many of us women in the Bay, especially us, when I'm speaking of us, I'm talking about the older generation of women.
Yeah.
We're not interested in the over sexualized behaviors. We're not interested in the part that, tends to be the popular thing at the moment. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of politics behind our space. So I just so happen to be one that's been able to keep myself going because I was in this thing as a machine and I didn't really have to rely on anyone. I'm grateful for the start that my family gave me, my family group gave me. But there's many times that I had to pause because I was a mother, and I was a wife a few times, and I was, I went through some ups and downs, some roller coaster rides, I went through times when I hated the industry, because I
mm,
couldn't stand what it was bringing, and
that's
I
real.
couldn't stand being, stagnated. I felt like the same message was being presented, and I didn't want to keep saying the same thing over. I didn't want to keep, glorifying, foolishness in my mind, because it didn't feel like there was music that was creating evolution. You know what I'm saying? To keep talking about, glorifying sex, drugs, violence, alcohol. Not
Yeah.
that I did a lot of that, but the bottom line is, we grow, and that was what I was about is growth. I didn't feel like I needed to just be stagnated and stuck talking about one type of lifestyle when I knew so much more. You know what I mean? So at times I had to pause for my mental health, for my balance, to make sure my space was cool, in terms of me being a parent and making sure I didn't lose my kids, or somebody else say they
Yeah.
raised my kids and,
Right.
and threw it in my face later, or, there was something happened out my care and I had to live with that guilt the rest of my life, which was very different from the men because the men can leave their kids with their wives and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So it was a very different life that me as a woman, had to live. So because of that, often people do get caught up in the rah-rah and not the reality. And I'm just not gonna waste my time telling everybody the whole story because I would think people would use common sense sometimes. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you,
Yes,
speaking
ma'am.
of music, I listened to what you sent, girl. All right. And at first I think I want to say, Sugar, can you do it like me? Yeah, girl.
Hey.
Yeah, I like that. I like that song, girl. I like it. Dr. Marshall like it. Everybody I like it. All right.
Thank you.
Ghetto survived. That's right, girl.
Thank you.
It
Thank
is
you.
good. It is good. But the one that got me, I mean, they're all good. Let's get that straight. Let's set it straight.
Mhm.
Unbreakable Me, that, oh man, girl, you could,
Mhm.
Mrs. Stell, you know, people saying,
Mhm.
she
I
like you,
never thought that it would
sing,
take this long
sing
to
that
get where
song.
I'm at today. I struggle just to keep her. I forgot my
Mhm.
sanity sometimes, so I pray that things will get better. My pockets are just let up. I can get up out the ghetto, but it wasn't happening for me. I had to change my routine. Yeah, that's the one. I
That's
love
right.
that
It's a
too. Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
song, girl. Am I listening to that? I mean, I put stars. I was doing like 5 stars, 5 stars. I gotta get 6 stars, 7 stars.
You
You
like
know,
that "Do It Like Me" song, Dr. Marshall?
yeah, well,
I bet
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
do it like me.
yeah,
When I
yeah.
step in the place, the space be way up. Laced on the case because the case is way up. Give me 10 feet when I got the mic. Suga-T, I keep it rocking like Dolomite. Way up. It's trying to play ball. Stay up, man. I'm an all-star. I paid the cost to beat the boss. Game is tall like needing a Ross. That's what it is.
Love it.
Can you
That's
do it
kind of
like
fun to
me?
actually rap that song
Look
too.
now, and I gotta say this, Filmo,
Huh?
4 songs in the yellow moving on. I don't know if that's you. Is that a collaboration with the moving on piece? But let me just say, there was not any foul language nowhere. I
Mhm.
mean, not one B, no N's, no no
Yep.
nothing. Girl. It was just like I kept
Mhm.
waiting. You know, I know. I mean, you know, I mean, but this remarkable,
Yes.
remarkable. I just want to say
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what, Dr. Marshall? I just feel that there has to be a standard. Somebody has to have a standard in this
Woo,
game.
woo, woo.
So you can call me the Big Mama Hip Hop, Auntie Big Mama Sugar, because I just don't feel like you gotta cuss all the time to if you really talented. Like you shouldn't have to cuss to
Yeah.
feel strong about what you're saying, or if you got talent, you got talent, and 25 albums later, it's interesting. People kind of get stuck on hit songs that are exposed, but I'm sitting on a million hits that are not exposed, even though I have many that are exposed, many gold, platinums, and so on and so forth, far before many have had them. But at the end of the day, we have to hold a standard, and so I promised my circle, I gave myself a graduation 25 years ago, and I refused to continue to in any way glorify sex, drugs, alcohol, violence, stripping, bullying, and foolishness. That's not me. That's not necessary. I have to do this for myself and for me being a young mom and a mother, a parent, and today a grandmother of 18 years, and to the community of my little sisters and my little brothers.
We
And
got a
to
call for you, Sugar. Let's take this one in.
okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're on Street Soldiers with Suga-T.
Hey,
Dr. Suga-T. And I'm
all
gonna find
right,
out
we
about
can do
that
that.
next. Go right ahead. Hello? Hello?
Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening. What do you want to say?
All right. Hi, Steve Rogers. I'm into astrology, and I see that you're a Capricorn, and I'm in between Capricorn and the Aquarius.
That's okay.
Not me. I
You're
mean, must be
You
Sugar
talking
T.
about Sugar
no,
T?
Sugar T. And I know Anderson's into astrology. He's a Scorpio. He's 40's a Scorpio. What do you think about your famous Scorpio brother?
That's for
I'm
you.
not a Capricorn, so I'm not sure where you got that from, but I'm not a Capricorn, babe.
Right, kid.
Sagittarius. You're in the middle of the winter solstice.
Okay. So is
So
that good or bad?
I
I'm
mean,
with God first. Let's put that first. God is in charge of the universe. But what else? Tell me what you feeling.
I like that.
well, that's the winter solstice. That's when the sun pretty much stops in the middle of the sky and doesn't do much, and you have that Stonehenge. When the Stonehenge over there in England, when they have the light go through the stones out
Brother, that's
there,
too
and
much for
and it's
me,
just
man. I don't know. Okay. Okay.
Okay, God is good. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, my brother. You stay in the light, and I appreciate you your input. Keep up the good work and continue to follow my movement.
Look, you continue to grow and evolve. And the doctor, when did that come? How did that come? What was the inspiration for that? and then I
Sure.
want to talk about the businesses that you are currently doing. Go
I
ahead.
like that. I like that. Well, it started from me really wanting to work with kids, and I wanted to be more trustworthy and more equipped. And I understood that the kids were going to miss out on a lot of information that I got and that you got, and that many of us in my generation and in your generation and other generations got. So being that I wanted to give them something, and I knew that I couldn't be as trustworthy with just being a rapper, because rappers just glorify, you know, fun. And and that's not all the kids need. So I, not only that, but as a parent, and also I know that I might not fit into everybody's box. So therefore, I wanted a backup, just in case I need to go back to school and get an education. Because, at any given time I may want to quit, because I will quit in a heartbeat and come on back, and take a break. And sometimes when you take a break, that don't mean everybody else done broke with you. They might be like, okay, you done took a break, but that don't mean gotta take one. That don't mean I gotta stop and come back and get you after you took one either. So my point is because I knew how I was, my goal was to get some education behind my belt for all those various reasons, as a mentor, as an educator, as a mother, as a woman, as a Black woman who did not want to only be known for being a rapper. I did not want to just be known for being a rapper, because to me, not to put rap industry down, but rappers just write raps. And I didn't want to just write raps. I wanted to do many other things. Not saying that they don't do other things, not being judgmental, but I didn't want to just be known for being on stage. I wanted my legacy to be much bigger. So, because of that, it took me to build a company and have time to add to my company by educating myself more in the areas that I was already experiencing. So I got a bachelor's in psychology, AA in liberal studies, a AA in general business, a bachelor's in psychology, once again, a master's in organizational management, a master's in supply chain management, and a master's in Christian counseling. And then later on, I got a humanities doctorate and an honorary music doctorate. So that's how I ended up on my journey. But I got my education to match my experience. So I opened up a company, and years ago, I came, again in 1995, I was an entertainment company, and I, explored a lot of musical industry spaces and places as a business. And then everywhere from, giving shows and promoting music to, managing myself to, of course, performing, and consulting and so on and so forth, and marketing and promotions and different forms of, administrative things that was needed to keep someone's career going. And then later on through the years, I kind of got into other businesses. So
I want to talk about that. But you are just
yes.
a Renaissance woman. That's the word I want to throw out there, a Renaissance woman. And you have, if I'm reading this correctly, if I don't read it right, baby, tell me, okay? You have launched your own cosmetics line, the hip hop. I love this Diamond Beauty collection.
Yes. Yes.
And you have created a program called the Work It Factor. 50 is the new 30, which is to help women be beautiful, successful, relevant, happy, and healthy at any age. And we're the producer of a new broadcast program called Work It with Dr. Suga-T. How did that come all about? What was the inspiration for that? You got all kind of things going on. If we don't get to talk about it all before we take a break, we will talk about it after the break. But I got to get that in there because I thought that was just, wow, that's the Diamond Beauty. Is it just for women? I mean, can I, for me,
So
I
started this
looking, but I'll take whatever. Got, girl.
Well, I started the Sprinkle Me fragrance and beauty. It was Sprinkle Me with Fragrance and More, which is a beauty wellness and beauty wellness and education enterprise. So the Sprinkle Me boutique houses all the beauty and fragrance products, and so that's one of our latest collections that we created. We have the Sprinkle Me signature collection. We have a host of others for beauty for men and women. We have the Man Cave collection for men. So I gotta hook you up and make sure you get I gotta make sure you get you one. Gotta make sure you brothers get the spread.
Yeah.
Michael use it. I'm gonna tell you, Michael use it.
Oh yeah.
Michael use it. Like, for real. He be talking about it on the air, bro. Get him something.
Yeah, so Hip Hop Diamond. I'm doing a whole thing called Hip Hop Her. And so, so the Hip Hop Diamond Beauty Collection, I was like, you know, and I make a hip hop collection about, you know, that makes people connect to, you know, an element of being a diamond, you know, a diamond in the rough, or just being beautiful inside and out. Because,
Yeah.
you know, hip hop became such a space
Oh yeah.
of everybody, you know, wanting to change their looks and, you know, Botox and butts and
Yeah.
breasts, you know,
Yes.
all this extra stuff, and they just don't know how to be beautiful inside and enjoy themselves just the way they are. And then, of course, the 50 to new 30 came from people, you know, basically discriminating, age, you know, shaming, you know, and they don't appreciate and respect us elders that, you know, have been here, done that, get it, love, you know, what we do, good at what we do. And instead of appreciating, you know, my not just my age group, but older and in between, you know, I wanted to bring everybody in one space by having this be a person, an element that makes you feel good at all ages, you know,
Let
because
me just say
you
this:
need to be
all
able to
you
do
got to
that.
do is walk out and let people see you, and you're gonna sell a whole bunch because just whatever you got is working. Let's
Quick call, quick call.
wait. We got to call. I want to do the can't do. All right, okay, we got to call. Okay, call quick, go. You're on with Suga-T, Dr. Suga-T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sugar T. You're in the game for a long time, like your brother. Can you do something with KML to give Street Soldiers the second hour on the radio?
Thank you, man.
That every week. All right, Sugar, we coming
That's
back.
sweet.
Gotta take a break.
Song?
Huh? Yeah, but listen to this. Just a little bit as we go out. Okay, let's do this. Okay, stay there.
We in this building with Suga-T, Street Soldiers Radio. You know we had to do it. We had to put it on. One of her biggest hits is 106.1 Camille. If you want to listen to more Street Soldiers and Suga-T, go over to Facebook and YouTube /Street Soldiers.
No. We good? We good? Already? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hour number two, alive and free. Street Soldiers Radio on YouTube and the iHeart app. What a wonderful first hour we had.
But I like to keep money in my pocket. Thanks to McDonald's, breakfast on a budget has never hit this good. I can grab 2 McD faves, like a sausage McGriddle, sausage burrito, hash browns, or the savory sausage McMuffin. I can even add a premium roast coffee for $1.69. Any size, any time of day. And order ahead in the app so it's ready when I get there. Bite into breakfast without breaking your bank at Mickey D's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Okay. Let's do it again. Started from the top. You know.
And I don't know if anybody can hear. I can't hear Dr. Marshall. Can anybody hear him?
No, I can't.
No, we cannot hear him.
You got his mute on.
But we still should be able to. Oh,
His mic is muted.
well, but see, she has another screen.
'Tis the season for lights, height,
No.
and making spirits
No.
bright at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom's Holiday in the Park. Join us November 29th through January 5th and go all out in our Winter Wonderland featuring dazzling decorations, animal adventures, thrilling rides, and seasonal treats. Get your gift shopping done or treat yourself with a 2025
on
Gold
it.
Pass at just $69 for thrills
Because
all
we hear the commercial, but we don't hear him.
That's okay. Yeah. Go ahead,
Okay.
Dr. Marshall. No, talk for me, Dr. Marshall. I don't hear you. I need to hear you.
Where is this?
Now,
There we go. Okay. Started from the top.
a lot of buttons. All right, here we go. Hour number two. Alive and Free Street Soldiers Radio now on YouTube and the iHeart app. Thank you, everyone. What a wonderful first hour. Wonderful, amazing first hour with Dr. Suga-T. Stevens. I love the doctor. I love the doctor. We learned so much about her, and she has made a commitment to make me more beautiful, which is even better. It was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Your career, your legacy, and the things that you continue to do. And I wanted this second hour to be joined with people that know you and love you and can speak about you. So I want to welcome all of you to the second hour of Street Soldiers with Dr. Suga-T. Stevens. So I'm going to say your name and you're going to raise your hand and say, "That's me, Orlando Johnson." Where's Orlando?
That's me.
Oh, my brother. What's up? How you doing? Mellow Moncrief.
Right here.
Is that right? I love the mellow part. Look, man, y'all got some good names. Okay. Peaches. What's Peaches? Peaches. Is there a Peaches? Peaches didn't give me her full name. She just said Peaches. So look at you. You got to find Peaches. Maybe I don't know what she's doing. All right. Mandisa Leachman. There you are. Thank you, Mandisa. Laura King.
Yes, that's me.
Thank you, Laura, for joining us. LaShante Boyd.
That's
All
me.
right. And Lee Marie. Thank all of you so much for joining us as we pay tribute to the one and only Dr. Suga-T. Stevens. I don't know if you heard any of that first hour, or if you watched it, if you saw it on YouTube. It was great. It really was great. A lot of fun, a lot of energy. She looked good. She sounded good, but y'all know that, right? So yeah, we're gonna go through and we talked about her career and the businesses she started and all the things she's doing and her stature and a continuing stature in the music industry. But this was titled "Good People Doing Good Things." And one of the things I noticed as I was looking at all the things she was doing, was all the community work that she's doing. And so let me just start by saying, there was out of the stuff you sent me these sent me the songs, which I listened to by the world. By the way, can you do it like me? Yeah. Okay. All right. I can. I really like Unbreakable Me. But there was a video of you uh, talking to some young ladies, and I think it was called SOS Women and Girl Empowerment. And I was just watching you in a very different space, not in the music space, talking to these young women, and there were some comments from them, and it hit me right here because that's the work that I do. Lady Estelle and I do uh, working with young people. Um, when did that start for you? Before I, greet our guests, when did that start for you? Is that something that you've always done? Is it something that surfaced later? And just tell us about that.
Yeah, so I had stated earlier that I grew up with a grandfather that was a pastor, but he was also a humanitarian. So I watched him as a child, help people go to hospitals and pray for people, help people that got out of reentry, help people redo their life, and I always wanted to help people. And of course, after going through my own journey of being in situations where I needed help, and didn't get it sometime, and sometimes I got it. It drew me to the understanding that people need three things. They need money, they need to be healthy and well, and they need information. And so I decided to be a coach and open up a learning academy that does coaching and development, but at the same time to also be a director of a space that gave free services for those who couldn't afford the services through and be an executive director of the Work It Well project. So together those two work hand in hand from time to time and allows me to serve people and provide those services, to be able to, one, help people get money, help people stay well, and give people information. And that's to me the life cycle, here on earth to keep us going.
Kwanzaa's coming up. And we actually talked to our young people about it, and we went through all the principles. And my favorite has always been purpose. Nia has always been my favorite one.
Yep.
And I always feel that when you find that, your life takes on a whole different meaning. And
Yep.
it sounds like, in addition to everything done, you've landed on something that gives more meaning to your life. So really,
I
much
found
love for that.
Yeah, I found that that's my gift. My gift is helping people turn their pain into peace, passion, prosperity, and purpose, and to help them develop multiple streams of income. So, all of those three together, beauty, health, beauty, education, starting out. And again, we is survival. So if we're not working in those three spaces, then we're just existing. And of
Okay, well,
course,
you get to sit back now and listen to everybody talk about you. And Lashante, you start. What's your relationship with Sugar? And go ahead, talk about it.
Our relationship is kind of multifaceted. I do assist with fund development, so I help with looking for grants. But outside of that, she has been an excellent mentor for me. When I initially met Suga-T, what drew me to her was her genuineness. I can tell when somebody's really healed. One thing I have noticed is that unhealed people kind of create this false narrative of how the world should be. When somebody's healed, they understand the realities and they don't give people certain expectations. They teach you how to navigate the world correctly. So I've learned to meet people where they are and in that moment. And that's something that, Suga-T has helped me with, not create these false expectations for people, especially ones I have not even verbalized to them. So, it's like meeting somebody that can help you be a better you, help you really be a boss, because she has so much going on. So it's like if you're around her, you gotta have some motion or you're gonna feel uncomfortable. So it's for me as a woman really trying to navigate entrepreneurship and being a good grant writer and nonprofit compliance officer, that's been my relationship with her, just her really keeping me on track.
Thank you. More to come. Mello, you're up.
Yo, yeah. What can I say about Sugar that she didn't already say? You know, a lot of people with this new movement that she's been doing, a lot of people think that it's just for the women and so forth. But me, when I met Sugar, I came into the picture at a time to where, you know, I'm an artist trying to do my artistry and everything else. And she helped me to understand from a woman's perspective, like she was speaking earlier in the first hour, you know, you don't have to write everything has to be, you know, every other word a curse word or something like that. You know what I mean? So she helped guide me in that facet. But then I also, I do a lot of things for sure. You know, this is my sister. I love her to death. You know what I mean? But you know, like I've done security for her. I've had her back. I make sure that I'm near whenever she needs me because she's been near whenever I needed her, right? And like our friend that just spoke says is that you know when you come to Suge with something, it's you know that's genuine. It's not something. She's not one of these artists, and I met plenty of artists that are kind of full of themselves and all in their heads. A lot of the time, she doesn't want you to even like I mean I think she likes the accolades, but she also just wants you to know who she is, Dr. Stevens. You know what I mean? So, and the struggles that she's gone through has helped me as a man trying to navigate through the industry and so forth to understand the struggles that she's went through and how she gets stopped or not stopped, but how people try to put up barriers. And if just because she's a woman, but she said, you know what, forget all about that because I'm not going to let anybody stop me. I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going to do the best that I can do. And along the way, I'm going to help build up the people around me. And that's the reason why, like, I love her to death. And
I'm gonna switch that. I love her to life.
I love her to life.
We want to be around a long time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it to life. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna start using that. So, but you know, there's not much that you know. Before I met her, I thought I had it all figured out, right?
Yeah.
And then seeing her perspective on things, it really helped me to become a better me as an individual. But not only as that, it helped me with my writing. It helped me with so many different things. She always takes time out to listen to, you know, a demo track that I might have or something like that. And she'll give me, and she'll do that even in her busiest schedule or busiest times or whatever. And she gives me honest feedback, and I'm there for her. If she needs me to drive across the country to come and set up a booth for her, I'm gonna do it for her.
That's
you know,
beautiful.
because that's exactly the relationship that we have. And like I said, she's my sister. She's a mentor towards me. And everybody who comes around, it's not always, you know, her branding, she's woman empowerment. And I love that. I love that because we don't have that right now. And there's so many other artists that are out there that have that platform that don't do that. They're only putting out this negativity or this hypersexualized stuff. Sugar don't do that.
The stuff I can't play for my kids.
Oh, exactly, exactly. You can play every one of her songs off these new records, and you can play them in front of your kids.
I gotta tell you a quick story, Mello. First of all, anybody that can enhance your life is worth their weight in gold, and I do mean gold. But Sugar, we used to do this thing with the kids, but we would download the lyrics, right? You know, and one thing I found out from doing this show that a lot of people didn't even know what the lyrics were. They, you know, they were just so we would download the lyrics, and I'd ask the boys to read without the music the lyrics in front of the girls. They couldn't do it. They got to Dr. Marshall, Mr. Stella, I can't read this in front of these girls. But as soon as I said, can you rap it? They could do it. So I know what it introduces, even if you unconsciously do. So you guys are so right on. Let me keep going. Orlando.
Yes, I echo. How you doing, Dr. Marshall?
How you doing,
Thank
brother?
you, Dr. Suga-T. Yeah, I echo what Ashante and Mello said. I met Suga-T doing some community work years ago, and the relationship is just I mean, the relationship is based upon how we can heal the community, how we can move the community forward. And by when COVID hit, And I'm working through Alameda County Care Connect and talking to Sugar and just brainstorming on just different options, how you can play your position, how you can be yourself, how you can be true to the cause, learning about autism, learning how to get involved into these programs,
Wow.
how to be more action-oriented than just talking that talk. And as the years develop and grow, as the Sugar team, the Cologne, XYZ with everyone else at Echo, just being a part of it just brings great pride to those folks who do get a chance to meet the real person and understand the true story on how a woman that goes through platinum records, being in the streets, a grandparent, excuse me, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, but how do you get there? People see the success, but they don't see the hard work. And I think the hard work that she displays through all of us brings genuine. But to make it in closing, because I know we have a lot more great speakers, is she put God first. And I think that's most important to keep that is God plan. So we all as angels, we all part of here. As long as we keep putting him first, let the Sugar Rush team go second, we all good. Thank you.
Well said. Well said. Mandisa, now that I got your name spelled correctly. Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Marshall
How are you,
and
dear?
Street Team. I'm good this evening, and it's just an honor to be here and to pay homage and to uplift my sister, Suga-T, Dr. Stevens. Like the word, I want to start with the word Proverbs 31:10. She's definitely the proverbial virtuous woman,
Amen.
and she uses her gifts on and off the stage. And she has been adding value to my life since, well, it started before the pandemic, but I didn't have a personal relationship with her. But during the pandemic, around 2021, I came to her with some issues, and she helped me to get the knowledge. So I was enrolled into her Sprinkle Me Academy, which I completed successfully. Thank you, Sugar. And she also gave me a mentorship and counseled me to help me get through some personal challenges and to achieve some personal goals and also some professional goals as well. So I'm just really honored to know her. And also Peaches, I know Peaches because that's my god sister. So I knew Peaches first, and we went to church together and everything. And she's quite an empowerment person, a empowered woman that inspired me and said, you should meet my cousin. You should meet, Dr. Stevens. And once I met her, it was automatic. Everything about her was real, solid, and her spiritual foundation and belief in God and putting God first in situations is really very impressive to me because most artists and most people in that space don't do that. So I really appreciated that. She allowed me to bring my kids when I came to work with her on some of her projects in her office. She allowed me to bring my kids. My kids was able to see a successful African American woman being positive, using her brain, using her heart, using her soul, and using her power, her influence to positively impact me and my family. So I'm very thankful to have Dr. Stevens as a mentor. She's a woman. She's a great friend. She's amazing mentor, and I'm thankful and grateful to have her.
It's fitting that the show is on Sunday because there's some testimony coming out of here. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's go to Peaches.
Don't make me cry.
Oh no, you
Hi, everyone.
you better get the tissue. It's just starting. Go right ahead.
Hi, everyone. I love you so much, Dr. Suga-T. Stevens. Thank God for everyone on this line under the sound of my voice. I just praise God for your anointing She is truly a woman of God, and I just praise God for her because she had brought me out of some dark places and allowed me to shine my light on some people. And in some gray areas, she allotted me to be a certified empowerment officer. I am a CEO now, and I really I'm thankful for all of that. Me and Disa had passed the cybersecurity course. We do have a course coming up soon for January. I do navigation and I do so much for the community with Suga. She has us doing some mentoring and she has us facilitating to not only the youth but young adults and reentry programs. She has us doing all kind of great things. She's such a great founder, and her development and everything that she has done and the operations that she have, the umbrellas she has over her and her accolades is so remarkable. I mean, I'm fascinated because she has done so many things from grant scholarships to oh my God, I can't even say everything, but they are gonna have her as a professor for Chabot College. So I'm so grateful for that.
All right.
Yes. And we affiliated with Merritt College as well. Yes. But I remember she said, let your light shine no matter what, you know. In the darkest places, we just shine and we continue to spread our leadership around because we creating leaders and spirit led by good people doing great things in the community, getting into some good trouble, not that type of trouble that can get you in trouble, but we getting some good trouble, shaking up some good things. And I don't know if you remember Sugar the Weed Project. Remember us women entertainers?
Against violence everywhere.
Against violence everywhere. We did that way before the pandemic, and we had so many entertainers involved and just getting people up out the streets and not glorifying sex, money, drugs, and murder or none of that. We were trying to just emphasize some great things with some great artists and doing some other things and just, not tapping into that bad stuff that's going on in the world. We trying to stir up some good stuff because we some street soldiers too and some evangelists in these streets.
Absolutely.
I love you, Joe Marshall, and everyone here. All right. That's all I have to say for now.
Well, thank you so much. And
thank you for having us.
This has to be done because one thing we know, good news is not news. If I do something crazy, she do something crazy, it'll be on and that's station every social media platform in the country, right? That's why you got to promote good folks doing good things. You have to do it because young people will think, especially young people think, well, everybody doing it. Everybody ain't doing it. Everybody ain't with the ISH, right? And the only they will know is if we showcase those people who are doing good, especially for others. Let's go to Laura. You're up. That's a nice picture, by the way, girl.
Thank you. It's such an honor. It's such an honor. I can go on and on. I don't even know where to start. Sugar is exactly what that means. Sugar. She definitely is God-fearing. And that's one of the most important things in the world right now. A lot of people don't have that. They're operating in the other part of the world, which God is not involved. So anybody that knows the man knows that that's very important. And so she always leads with that. And for me, I have just taken a class in general with her. I have been through every obstacle in this time frame of knowing her for about a year. And this class has helped me as a woman, as a human being, as a mother with an autistic son. She's helped me with that. I mean, she's helped me navigate through that. She's helped me navigate just uplifting myself. Because like I said, this is actually one of the hardest years of my life. And she was like literally there from jump, literally. And I'm talking about hospital visit. I've never been in the hospital ever. And it's like from there, we got right back to work, and everything is about work. Everything. Take notes. And sometimes I forget, and I go back to our notes, and it's like, this is not her stuff. This is what you have in you. She just helps you bring it out, because sometimes you get scatterbrained, and then it's like she takes the time to actually help you. It's not like, it's not like, I don't know. It's just God-fearing, and it's coming from a place of love. It's not, she's very straight out, but at the same time, it's love. It's not like harsh. You know how people are like rushing you through things. She just knows what she's doing. And again, when you operate out of God's love and it's real, not fake, it's different. Like everyone said before me, you can feel it versus other things. It's like, I just know what it is. And she's very detailed, like very, I also taught me to be organized, because if you're not, things will just be all over the place. So I'm really grateful for that. I'm so grateful. And there's so many different chapters to her. I've learned about different avenues of credit, and how, just in fact, how important your credit is. And sometimes we overdo it ourselves, and if you work hard, you don't have to really work hard, because it works for yourself. It works for you. So I'm just really grateful for her, being a mother, a grandmother. Like, I've taken notes just watching her and listening, and just seeing actually what she produces has helped me. It's like, it's just natural to pick up on what she's teaching you, because it's all good stuff, and she's always coming from a great place, which is very, very helpful. I'm currently working on a book with her, and it's I'm really excited about it. I've been like over I don't even know what to say, because I've been wanting to do a book, but I've never trusted anybody. To be very transparent, I've never trusted anybody enough to do it. So I'm honored to do this with her, and I can't wait for it to come out. I'm excited. I'm overjoyed, and I just appreciate her patience. I appreciate the fact that she explains things very well. That's really important, especially when it comes to a book and something about your life and your family and all the avenues of what comes with a book. And she's very patient, and she's very transparent. And most importantly, she's real from inside out. And nowadays, that's the most important thing in life, because most people are not. They're not real at all, to be very honest with you. So it's just been an honor for me to watch her and be under her umbrella. And she's there, like everybody said. She's been there, and she gives the best advice. She gives advice that she would take, and it's some of the things that she's already been through, and she's sung about some of the things, and it's like, it's not like she's faking about it. She's really lived this. So therefore, she's telling you out of a place of love, not just trying to correct you. So as a woman, as a Black woman and a mother, I'm honored to be working with her, and I can't wait to take other classes. I'm honored. I speak about her often to men and women. So I'm honored to be here to speak on her behalf. It was an honor for me to be here.
Laura, Lady Estelle has one of her favorite truths, not even a saying, is what comes from the heart reaches the heart. Right?
Yes.
And
yep.
Absolutely, that's what
yes.
she does. It is coming from a place of love, and it reaches the heart. And by the way, I heard her on the phone the other day with them grandkids. All right. She was doing a grandmama thing.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, she need to get some grandmother lessons. I heard her. The kind of lessons I got from my grandmother, right? Girl, you better this, boy, you better this, but you can't be doing that.
Yes.
So yeah.
I have a grandmother's prowess class. I do a lot of leadership training and a lot of development and DEI work.
Yes, she also has the YGC, the Young Grandmothers Club.
Yeah, we have a Young Grandmothers Club as well.
Let me get all these accolades in, baby girl. Thank you, Laura.
No, it's an honor.
Hello, thank you for having me. I've known Sugar for a long time. We go way back. I met her when I was working in the music industry, a little lost, but she actually inspired me because I was all over the place, just trying to make it happen for me and my two children. And she inspired me to go back to school. And I went back to school with her inspiration, still trying to work in the music industry, still trying to do things working with her, working with different people, but she always gave me inspiration, not for just music, but as a mother, as a woman of color, as a woman, period. Entrepreneurship, she involved me in a lot of the beginning of her scents when she was selling her scents and her perfumes and her body lotions. But she was a businesswoman, and I was a little rough around the edges, even in the music industry. She kind of polished me up. She taught me how to do things in a more professional way. And every time I called her with it's too much, I don't think I could do this, it's too much homework, I got to be at this club at 2 o'clock in the morning promoting and blah 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 blah, she would be like, you can do it, you can do it. She would give me some type of inspirational quotes, keep me on the phone because she knew I needed her, and just give me so much inspiration to continue going to school. And I can't even thank her. I'm in one of her classes now because I want to continue to educate so I can help others like myself that were kind of rough around the edges, been polished up a little bit, but she's been one of the biggest mentors and one of my biggest inspirations. And it's crazy because I met her in the music industry, but I'm no longer in the music industry. I'm moving towards helping other people younger than myself, younger women, helping other people that are getting out of prison. And it's all like because of some of the stuff that she's basically taught me, and she kept inspiring me to do better. I wasn't sure where I was going. Once I met her, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be an entrepreneur because you're my inspiration. And she just kept pushing me. I've watched her whole journey for at least 15, 18 years now. And she's really been we don't talk every day, but man, every time I need to talk, or she'll just happen to text me or call me at the right time, and we're right back at it. And she's right back at giving me more inspiration to keep doing what I'm doing. So I know that higher power put her in my life. We cross paths for a specific reason, and he keeps her in my life. And I'm so thankful. I've watched her grow, and I've grown right there with her. And I'm thankful.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Who haven't I asked yet? Because I'm trying to keep notes. Has everybody had a chance to talk? I think I did, Miss Peaches. Who haven't I asked? I got everybody. Okay. Now, if you want to come around for round two, you can do that too. Although I'm going to ask Sugar to comment and say something about each of you. And I may do that. Usually Lady E comes in at the end to sum things up. But Lady E, you might want to say something right now as you've been
Thank you, Dr.
listening to
Marshall,
this.
because that would have been my request. If you said at the end, I would probably defer to Dr. Suga-T. Stevens. I love hearing Dr. Sugar, Dr. Suga-T, Dr. Stevens, Sugar. I love, you work hard. You put in some time and some effort and some work, okay? Dr. Stevens, you need to be addressed in all of those ways. Let me just say, all I've got to say, what comes to me hearing you all is let the work I do speak for me. And the works you have done has definitely spoken for you in the voices of these young people that are here tonight, sharing the impact of your work, your effort, and most of all, your love. Because, see, yeah, you work hard, but what makes you show up is, yeah, you work hard, but baby, you got to have some love for what you do and who you're doing it with and the reason you're doing it, what you're doing it for. So I just celebrate you and congratulate you and thank you for being that one that's gonna say, I'm not doing that. That doesn't work for me. This is how it's supposed to be. And I'm not buying into all of that other stuff because this is who I am. This is how we do it. And if you're going to work with me and be with me, this is how you're going to do it. And we got some high standards and they don't change.
That part.
Okay, let's get this done. Let's get it right. And who said this is what God comes first?
Yep, that's good.
That's what I'm talking about. So this has been a pleasure and a delight to hear your story, your journey, and the impact what you've done has had on the lives of these few that are here. Dr. Marshall, back to you.
How does this make you feel?
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you, everybody. I'm like this the young lady that just closed it up, she summed me. That's the general OG anointed and appointed soldier that could just see it and sum it on up and say just what it is and that's what she did. And so she was right on point for her not to even know me in that way or as long or however. But I want to say that all of you guys, all of all of my little team, I love you guys. Some the most recent I brought into the circle or connected with, and some has been for quite a while. And all you guys are excellent. I knew you guys would come and represent. That's why I called y'all. I knew you guys would just jump in for me like you always do. And just, give your input, but also talk about who you guys are because I'm called to leaders. I'm called to people who about it. People they can't see me if they're not one of me. So the same ones that's on this line is one of me. They're purpose driven, they're leaders, and that's what I am. I'm a servant leader, and I'm called to as like an apostle to help build leaders and help position leaders and expand leaders and position them so that they can do their purpose, and that's what this life has been about for me. And it has not been easy. A lot of you that's on the line, they didn't say a lot of my pain neither because they know that I ride right through that pain. But I've been through a lot of it's not easy being in a position when you're sitting up next to a circumstance that people feel that you should be in that space, but they don't get that you got your space and you're okay with that, and they try to box you in. So I've had to fight through, walking in my space and break through with only the support, the love, and the anointing of God, because it would not have been done without it and the people that He put in my life. So these people that He's put, it hasn't been the biggest stars came and got from space and gave me, an investment, or this person, made this big phone call to this big wig, and it's been people that have been a part of the community that have been a major blessing to me. And that's why I'm grateful to be right where I can keep a foot in the community and a foot, on the stage, because my life is bigger than stage, and it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. And that's to enhance others and connect the dots, walk in purpose, and use my brand to bring people to the light, not to darkness. So, but being a mature woman, I'm very familiar with if all of us on this line are trying to do the same thing, and that is use our life as a light to people, and help them get through life, because that's what's needed. And if we're not doing that, then what are we here for? We're just existing, just existing. So I'm grateful that, to have a team that's here on the line with us, to have you, people like yourself, Dr. Marshall, and the beautiful lady that's on the line. I don't know her name because we need to introduce us better. Lady Estelle, this beautiful lady Estelle, and she just as pretty as a bug. And so, just seeing, I could put my glasses on now, I can see a little better. But, but just having some with people that appreciate, good things is a big deal. because
Yeah.
everybody's glorifying foolishness and negativity. And it's like, where's the spaces for people who are doing good things, who are actually building the community and not tearing it down, who are actually, giving things to people that they need to live versus giving them things that help them die quicker. So I'm grateful and thankful. And just to kind of sum up the opportunity right now, there's an opportunity where we have free programming through the Money Moves project. I want people, we're looking for people. If you guys just so happen to run across, there's 18 and 24-year-olds that are not in school and that live in Alameda County, not in Oakland, but Alameda County, that, we actually have free programming and support to try to get them into some service and to get them into some money moves. And so through the Work It Well project, if anyone is interested, please be sure to refer them to participate. They can call our 800 number, 888-436-0574. Again, 888-436-0574. Or they can definitely go to my inbox, Instagram or Facebook or YouTube to Suga-T Official or the Work It Well Project and inbox and just let us know that you're interested and I'll have someone get in contact with you. Or you can go to the Work It Well, the Work It Project.org. Again, the Work It project.org, and you can fill that out and fill out get involved, and one of the representatives will contact you to and get you involved. So again, it's right here on the screen, workitproject.org, the workitproject.org. All right. So I just wanted to say that, and 25 albums later, I'm blessed. I'm still here. My music, Eris, I am Eris, is where you could go pick it up and stream it on Spotify, and other sites, Apple. And I'm proud to say that my music is definitely a go-to for people who's tired of sex and drugs and violence and stripping and bullying and competing amongst one another. It's a go-to for that.
Ooh, baby.
And let me add, and dissing everybody, because hip hop is based on beef and talking about folks and somebody gonna get shot. I mean, I didn't want to go through all that, right? So
Yeah,
to
taking
have
your clothes
somebody that ain't
off,
with
selling
that
your kitty cat,
is beautiful.
your
It's
booty
just
out,
it's
and
just
cutting your
beautiful.
behind.
And you
And
know what, Sugar? You know this. If you're a music person, the essence of music is in native function. And in native cultures, music was part of the culture. So you can't pervert. When you pervert something that's like that, you're gonna get bad things.
yeah, the
And
energy is gonna come back on you.
completely,
It's not gonna
completely.
stand. It's an industry that is a vice to itself.
Yes.
Eventually it will self-destruct
Yes.
because you can't get nowhere by just self-destructing behavior and glorifying and pushing it and supporting it and pushing off the balance. Everything needs balance, and when you don't have that, you pretty much are cutting your foot off. So yeah.
I want to say something about leadership, and leadership is really service. Um,
Yep.
if you look at those that I have looked up to, from Malcolm Martin, I mean, I got a whole bunch of, they were servants.
Yeah.
And you're a servant. I don't know.
I am. I'm a
That's what
servant
makes
leader.
you, it's all about that.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is one thing I know is you're only as good as your name, right? And and I know some people's names I can say. They be like, "Oh hell no, no, I don't, no." And it's wonderful when somebody can say your name and they go, "Yeah, yeah, she do, yeah,
Yeah.
we because we all got families, we all connected to people, and your good name is all you got, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you've done in the past, it's a name you create for yourself as you move forward. Malcolm was in prison, but that ain't the Malcolm X we remember. And so I just want to say this is a wonderful way to wrap up our programming for the year. Um, I didn't know all this about you, but here's the thing: we're not all related, but we're all family. So we're all hooked up now. So ain't nothing good comes from good people doing good things together. So all of you, y'all can call on me. You call Lady. I'm gonna call on you. And I want some of them products. Because Doc has got to keep this gray looking good. So I really, really thank all of you for coming on here, for paying tribute to her, because people don't get to hear that. Sometimes only to hear it is, at that time, right? And then we can't hear it because we we ain't we're gone. But thank you so much for everything.
If I can say one more thing.
Absolutely, lady.
I just want to appreciate your fearlessness.
Yeah.
And your willingness.
Mm-hmm.
Your fearlessness and willingness to stand in front of your people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And go through the fire. And
Mm-hmm.
all the it's kind of like in Woman King. I don't know if you saw that movie when they were running through those sticks and things, and they said, "Don't go back and get nobody. You just got to go through for yourself." And see, you go back and you get people, and you will sit with them until they get it and get it right. And that willingness to do that. So if we talk about, this is what's just coming to me. I just got to say, that crown in your head, on your head, were all the people that you sat with, writing books, filling out, doing this, whatever it is that you've done for all of these people. And that willingness to do that means it is enough. There are some people who feel like it's not enough. So I don't have time to help you get through, because if I help you, then there's not going to be enough for me. So I just got to appreciate your willingness, your fearlessness to go through, to help other people get through and not worry, because what did you say? 25, even if it's 5, you would still go back and get them, because that's how you made. You can't even help it.
Yeah.
Harriet, live.
Amen.
It's our mama, Auntie Stella, it's our duty. If we're not going back, we somebody came back and get me, and they still come back and get me. We all, that's what this life is all about. So absolutely, I would not be in this position if I didn't go through it. If we ain't went through nothing, we don't have no business standing in that space. We need to move to the side and do something else. But us who have been through it, is our duty, and it's an anointing, and it's a zeal inside of you that understands when we leave our people left behind, we basically, we doing just justice to ourselves based on who we are, and we're not doing God's work at the end of the day. So you got it, amen. And I appreciate turn this in the church. We ain't supposed to be in church, y'all.
Oh yeah, we in church. Oh
hey,
no,
guess what?
No, yeah,
It's all right.
Oh,
We can be in church.
Oh, we in church.
My concert, y'all. I still do music, but I don't cuss and act a fool. That's all.
Well, somebody might break out a song in a moment. You always say,
okay.
Well, listen, look, Harriet Tubman. Every time I think about her, she left and escaped to the north, and her husband wanted her to stay with him in slavery. And she said, "No, baby, I'm leaving. If you don't want to come, I'm going." And then she got to the north when she was free and said, "But my people ain't free. I'm going back and into the slave dungeons and bring out my folks." That is who we are when we really allow ourselves to be who we are and don't get polluted by the world. My grandmother told me when I was 6 years old, the more you know, the more you own. As you grow and progress in life, so you must help others to do likewise. And this is the best of us. This is the best of us. And you notice it's all smiles here.
Yeah.
It's all smiles. Because we supposed to be happy. We ain't supposed, it ain't even by much money you got, because well, my mom and daddy raised 9 kids in a 2-bedroom house, and we was poor, but we was happy. So this
that's right.
Joy. This is beautiful.
The joy of the Lord is our strength.
Yes.
That's right. You know, my grandfather, he would always say when I was younger, he would say, you know, if you don't feel good and you feel like you're down and out, just go help somebody and see how I feel.
That's right.
Mm.
Just
That's
go help
right.
somebody and just see how that
Oh,
feels.
That's
true.
all right.
And I found myself in many broken times that, you know, coming and many of us have found this. Everybody on this line get it. Broken times, it just helps somebody else and how good it feel because it lifts you up and lets you know you're still capable because the enemy wants to tell us in our mind,
Yes.
you know, it's over, you're
Yep.
terrible, the
Yep.
past, you can't get
Yep.
no give back. And
Yep.
you can actually be bundled around dysfunctional people that's sowing that stuff in your spirit.
Absolutely.
Because of their ignorance and their limitations, and the enemy using their energy to destroy you, especially when you're chosen. So the way I look at myself is I am a curse breaker. I break that curse and I get in it and I'm anointed and appointed to get people through their space, to go on, to push them on through. Because a lot of times we're around people who are so negative and who are so lost, but they sometimes think they're not, you know, and they don't see you because you're different and they can't accept you for being different. So they'll rather abuse you or alienate you or continuously challenge you or, you know, put you down or make you feel like you don't deserve, you know, because of their limitations instead of embracing you and saying, you know what, you different. Let me just see where you coming from, even though I might have my ways, but let's be real. You've been through a different space or place than me. So how does that feel in that place or space versus just saying, you know what, it's my way or the highway, you know, and if you ain't thinking like me or if you're not standing or walking like me or talking like me, then it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So most of us are people that don't fit in every circle. Everybody on this line is not going to fit in, don't want to, and don't need to, because God will put us right around the people that we need to be around, and they will be in our space where they would appreciate us. And those that are not, we're protected and shielded by them, and we have to have limitations of how far and how much we do want to be around them, you know, and know what we're working with, what we do, so that we can come out unstanked and unscanked, you know. So it's critical. It's a great place to be.
Love is infinite, and there's room in heaven for all of us. Ain't no limit. This has been wonderful. Thank all of you. We're all connected. Sugar, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, maybe, just to say thank you for being on tonight. All of y'all, we're gonna get a copy of the show to all of you by midweek. So just have a happy holiday, enjoy everything, and keep on uplifting.
Thank you. And I want to
Okay,
make sure
y'all.
everybody follow me at Suga-T Official YouTube and Suga-T Instagram, Facebook, and y'all keep on supporting Dr. Marshall and the Street Soldiers and his great team and the beautiful Mrs. Stella. You keep on giving that good old game, Mrs. Stella. All right. Y'all take it easy.
And in the words of your brother, one love.
And me, I sung it one love.
Oh, yeah, that's
Sprinkle me
right. That's
out.
right. That's right. That's right. All right, y'all.
Hello, sprinkle
Okay.
me.